Hello and welcome back. Last time we read, we finished the chapter called Jamocha Jack, and a few of you were wondering what's Jamocha. So Jamocha is just an old-fashioned word that stands for coffee. Pitch Pine Billy was the one helping them. Some of you wanted to know, why is Pitch Pine Billy helping them? Why is he so friendly? And I don't think there's any other reason other than he's just friendly. So anyway, Jack earned his nickname because he finally finished his whole cup of coffee, even though it took him all day. So I think now he's going to have his Gold Rush nickname of Jamocha Jack. All right, and now we're going to be starting with the next chapter, chapter 12, which is called Bullwhip. And it looks like this. Okay. Campfires along the river lit their way back to town. Carrying their shoes, the two partners were stuffed full of sow belly and beans. And between them, they were richer by a thimbleful of gold. A thimble is about this big. So some of you were thinking, oh, they've already struck it rich. They only have about this much gold dust, and that's really not going to do anything except for maybe buy them dinner somewhere. All right. Jack's feet ached from hours in the ice-cold mountain stream, but he was too elated to care. His face was dirty and his clothes were dirtier. Praiseworthy's white shirt was spattered with mud. His umbrella was in tatters. "First thing tomorrow," said the butler, "we'll purchase boots." "If we had a tent like Pitch Pine Billy," Jack said, "we wouldn't have to sleep in that hotel. We could stay right on our claim." "We don't have a claim." "But we'll get one, won't we?" "Absolutely." "And a tent? Why not?" "And a mule?" He said we'd need a mule or a burro to go prospecting. So a mule, by the way, is half horse, half donkey, and a burro is just like a small donkey. "All right, a mountain canary for sure," said Praiseworthy. Jack tried to keep in step with his partner's long stride. "Pitch Pine Billy thinks you're my father." "I heard him. I don't mind." Praiseworthy pulled at his ear. "When he gets an idea fixed in his head, he refuses to have it removed. I tried often enough, but he meant no offense." "None at all," said Jack, looking up. He liked Praiseworthy. He liked him especially as they swung along together, both barefoot and one as mud-splattered as the other. Partners were the next best thing to being related, he thought. Better, maybe. A partner didn't take a hairbrush to you, even when you needed it. But there were times when he wished he had a father, hairbrush and all. They walked along from somewhere in the trees and shadows, they could hear the wheeze of a miner's concertina. For days, since the discovery of Aunt Arabella's picture in Praiseworthy's carpetbag, Jack had wondered about it. The moment had never seemed right to ask, but now the questions just tumbled out. "Does Aunt Arabella know you have her picture with you?" Praiseworthy shifted the pick to his other shoulder. Yes, the picture," he said quietly. "I've been meaning to give it to you. I've no right to it, no right at all." "It's only a picture. You keep it." Jack shifted the shovel to his other shoulder. "Why doesn't Aunt Arabella have a husband?" "What?" "I mean, she's beautiful, isn't she?" Praiseworthy seemed positively embarrassed. "Now, see here, Master Jack. Jamocha Jack. Constance says Aunt Arabella was in love once, but he died. And women like that never get over it. They just get to be old maids." "Miss Constance should be spanked," Praiseworthy said. And then he changed the subject. "First thing in the morning, I must see about getting my gold pan mended." "I'll bet Aunt Arabella would marry you if you asked." Praiseworthy stopped as if struck, and then he began to laugh. "No, that is nonsense, Master Jack. Stuff and nonsense. A woman like Miss Arabella marries a gentleman, not a butler. It simply isn't done. I wouldn't permit such a thing, not for a moment. Why, your dear aunt would be laughed out of Boston. Now, let's hear no more of these fancies of yours. Come along." They resumed their stride, and Jack said no more. But Praiseworthy wasn't fooling him. No, sir. Praiseworthy hadn't carried off Aunt Arabella's picture. He would never do a thing like that. No, sir. Not Praiseworthy. Aunt Arabella had given him that picture, Jack thought. Yes, sir. And the more he thought about it, the more it pleased him. Soon the coal oil lamps of Hangtown could be seen through the trees. Praiseworthy stopped to put on his shoes, but Jack just carried his. As they came along the street, the men who sat whittling stopped whittling. The standing and talking men stopped talking, and the coming and going men stopped coming and going. Jack had a sudden feeling that everyone was staring at them. What was wrong? Didn't they have their heads on straight? And then a voice said, "There he is!" "That's him, all right." Praiseworthy and Jack kept walking. They passed the assay office and the Cheap John auction store and the general merchandise store. A cold feeling was creeping along Jack's neck. Maybe they're looking for somebody to hang, he whispered. "Unlikely at this time of night," said Praiseworthy. But he was concerned. The men seemed to be smiling in Hangtown. The men seemed to be smiling, and in Hangtown, that may not be a good sign. When they reached the Empire Hotel, the porch loungers gazed at them in a kind of awe. A mutter of voices arose. "Knock the outlaw 17 feet! Uphill! 19 feet, the way it was told to me. 19 feet and 11 inches. They measured it." Praiseworthy stopped in the doorway. He looked at Jack, who broke into a muddy smile as if they had been saved from the limb of a tree. And then the butler turned, peering at the whiskered faces grinning in the yellow light. A miner shifted the lump of chewing tobacco in his mouth and said, "Stranger, you must have a fighting arm like the end of a bullwhip. Pleased to have you in our town." "Pleased to be here," Praiseworthy said, lowering the pick from his shoulder. "But not under these false colors. Gentlemen, allow me to explain. Hey, bullwhip, where are you and the young'un from?" "Boston, sir. Gentlemen, our good friend and traveling companion, Mr. Jonas T. Fletcher, appears to have spread a grossly exaggerated account of what happened. You see—" "Hold on. You calling him a liar?" "No, but, well, did you knock the road agent uphill?" "Yes, but—" The miners began to chuckle, and chewing tobacco went squirting in all directions. They had taken an immediate fancy to Praiseworthy, and one by one they picked up the nickname. "How long you stayin', bullwhip?" Praiseworthy shouldered the pick. He gave up trying to explain. It seemed to him that every man in the diggings became hard of hearing when he wanted to, and he'd had enough of that for one day. If they preferred a tall tale to the facts, then let them have it. "Bullwhip, you was there. Exactly how far was it?" Praiseworthy gave Jack a passing wink. As long as the citizens of Hangtown were determined to keep a reputation on him, it may as well be the best. "Gents," he said, "from where I was standing, it looked 23 feet at least." A miner swallowed his cud of tobacco. "Oh, be joyful," he muttered. "Come along, Jamoka Jack," said Praiseworthy, turning into the hotel. Jack felt a brand new smile reach across his face. Yes, sir, Bullwhip, he said. And we're going to stop there. That is the end of the chapter, a short chapter. I'm going to get you a picture of what a bullwhip is. A bullwhip, so you know a whip that someone is going to use if they're riding a horse or they're trying to get a bull to do something. So the end of it is kind of like the handle. And so they're just saying bullwhip is just something that's very strong and can make someone do something. So they have nicknamed Praiseworthy Bullwhip because of this rumor that when he punched the road agent, the thief, that he punched him, well, what started as 15 feet uphill, and now the story has grown and grown and grown. And now Praiseworthy just kind of laughed and added to the story. And now he's like, oh, it was 23 feet uphill. And 23 feet, if we were sitting in our classroom, that would be like you punching someone and then flying through the air, going uphill all the way across our classroom. That would be about 23 feet. So you'd have to be really strong to do something like that. So that's what Praiseworthy is saying he did. So he's going to get a reputation as someone who's a great fighter. And we will see how that plays out in the story. All right, I'll see you next time.